Paw Patrol is a kids show about dogs who regularly save the city with their superpowers and gadgets. In this universe, these dogs are quite honestly the most powerful beings. So if one day these dogs randomly decided to turn evil, there's nothing anybody can do that can stop these dogs from absolutely destroying the world. Until today. Because this is something that has been bugging me for ages. I'm honestly just not okay with the fact that these dogs could just turn evil at any moment and just whoop all of our asses. So in order to keep that from happening, I've created a blueprint on how to kick the shit out of each and every Paw Patrol dog. Let me just show you.
I'm ready for a rough rescue!
Marshall falls under the weakness of being too nice. And considering the fact that if I don't act accordingly, this dog could beat the living shit out of me, I'm gonna need to use his niceness to my advantage. Alright, let's say you're on the street and Marshall's trying to whoop your ass. You don't know the reason, but that's irrelevant. First thing you do is you stand up as tall as you can and try to look as threatening as possible. Once he realizes that you're a human and he's a dog, he's gonna feel a little bit intimidated. But that's not gonna stop him from wanting to kill you and eat your intestines. Instead, that's just gonna make him retreat temporarily and come back in his fire truck. So what you gotta do is you gotta avoid getting ran over for about at least 20 seconds. And after you get a little bit tired, just try to seem as weak as possible and just surrender. But don't actually surrender. But make Marshall believe that you're surrendering and you don't want to fight him. Maybe even offer him up like a little dog treat. Now this is where Marshall's weakness comes into play because his niceness is gonna make him forgive you on the spot. On the spot, I get it because he's like a Dalmatian. I think I have gonorrhea. As soon as Marshall forgives you, you immediately grab him and you pull him out of the vehicle, throw his bitch ass on the floor. And while he's on the floor, you hop into his vehicle and you start driving that bitch over him as many times, back and forth, over and over and over again. Squash him like a fly because bro is straight bugging. And then after he's already dead, just insult to injury, extend his ladder fully, and then go up from the top rope, elbow first, drop down on him, boom, fatality. Marshall is no longer with us. Yes! And just like that, you just kicked Marshall's ass.
Chase is on the case!
Chase is a literal police canine. It basically means that he's kind of a pro at tearing you to shreds. But whether Chase from Paw Patrol could devour your ass in 1 second or not, that won't stop me from devising a plan on kicking this bitch's ass. So let's say we're on the street, Chase is trying to attack you for no good reason. Step 1, run away. So you run away, and as you're being chased by Chase, what you gotta do is you gotta find the biggest and scariest group of gang members. It could be a biker gang, it could be a gang. It could be a gang of furries for all I care. Just a gang that's looks tough as shit. And what you got to do is you have to go up behind the gang leader and you have to bite them on the wrist. I know that's very unsanitary, but just remember that your life is quite literally on the line here. So as soon as you bite the gang leader's wrist, you immediately pull back and act as if that wasn't you that did it. The gang leader turns around angry. What he's going to be faced with is you and a dog dressed like a police officer. If somebody bit you on the wrist and you turned around to see who it was, and the only two perpetrators there are a human and a dog, my guess would probably be that the dog was the one that bit me. So assuming this logic applies here, the gang leader is going to be pissed off at Chase, so he's going to have his goons help him to absolutely jump the shit out of Chase. And you'll just be there witnessing the most brutal beating of all time. And just like that, with barely even moving a muscle, you just kicked Chase's ass.
Let's take to the sky!
I just want to start this off by saying I do not condone hitting women. Also, I don't condone hitting dogs in the first place. I probably should have started the video off by saying that. But this is for my self-defense. My life is on the line here. And yours will be too if this ever happens. Theoretically. Theoretically. So you're walking down the street and Skye is trying to kill your ass. And you're bobbing and weaving her attacks. And she starts going airborne on you. She's going straight kamikaze mode, just trying to nosedive on your ass. So step 1, pull out your rope. Wait, hold on. I don't think I mentioned that you need a rope for this. You need rope for this. So you pull out your rope and you start waving it around like a lasso. And what you got to do is as Skye is approaching you is you got to somehow lasso your rope around one of her wings. It's tricky, but once you get the job done, the fight is yours. You essentially have full control over Skye. I mean, what is she going to do from there? Pull you off the ground? She weighs probably like 6 pounds. Yank her ass from the sky, start whipping her around in circles, and then once you get enough momentum and speed, just one giant slam on the ground. And just like that, you just kicked Skye's ass. You flippin' woman beater, how could you, man? After this video, you have now gained the knowledge on how to defeat 6 super dogs. What can I say except you're welcome? Just make sure you don't abuse your newfound power, my young Szechuan. Anyways, I'm out of here. Subscribe!